This is mullein. It's probably one of my most frequently used medicinal plants that's in my garden. As you can see, it grows really tall on a stalk. It blooms every other year. This is what it looks like its very first year. You are not going to harvest from this plant or this one. I'm actually going to gather some leaves and flowers off of this particular plant right now so that I can make a tincture and an oil. Mullein leaves are very long and they're fuzzy. When you're gathering the leaves, you want to make certain that they're not dried. A word of precaution, the fuzziness of this leaf can be very itchy and irritating to the skin. You can use all parts of this plant, the leaves, the flowers, and even the root. I use the leaves and the flower. It's going to bloom from late spring up until summer. This particular plant not only has this main stalk, but it has multiple stalks coming off of it. So I should get quite a few flowers off this one plant. The flowers are yellow with 5 petals. I use the leaves primarily for tinctures and then dry them for a tea or to be smoked later on. The flowers I'll dry out. Flowers from mullein have more of an anti-inflammatory property, so they give a nice soothing effect when added to an oil. Whereas the leaves are predominantly used for lung issues, which is usually my go-to. Not only does it help soothe, but it's able to stimulate the lungs and help expel mucus. So it may be beneficial, the use of everything from bronchitis to asthma. I am not a doctor. I'm not trying to cure, treat, or diagnose you. I'm just trying to share information about plants that may be beneficial to your health. Let's go make a tincture with this. Got your mullein leaves gathered. Our next step is to rinse these bad boys off, because you don't know what's all over these suckers. You're going to use cool water, by the way. Another reason we rinse is because it also helps get those fibers off of the leaves. Now, once you get them completely rinsed and they're nice and clean, or as clean as you can get them, this is where a salad spinner would probably come in handy. I've seen a lot of people use those to help get this extra water off. I don't have one of those. So I just kind of lay out a paper towel and then I let them dry as much as I can. And then I'll lay them out flat to finish air drying. It don't take too long for them to air dry and get all the extra water off. My mullein leaves are completely dry and free of moisture. I grab a mason jar. It could be a quart jar, pint jar, or even a half pint, however big you think you're gonna need. You can always make more. It needs to be clean. You want enough leaves to fill this jar up at least 3/4 of the way full. I just take kitchen scissors then and I just chop and cut the fresh mullein leaves up into my jar. You can use a dried leaf for this, but you can also use fresh leaf, which is what I prefer. Tinctures can be made with either alcohol or vinegar, and what you're doing is you are soaking parts of the plant to get a concentrated herbal extraction. If you're gonna use alcohol, which is the way that I make my tinctures, you need at least an 80 proof. I'm using Burnett's Vodka 100 proof. What this alcohol is going to do, or vinegar if you choose it, is it's going to help preserve the medicinal qualities of this plant for a longer time. Let our jars filled up, we simply take our alcohol or your vinegar if you're using it, and you're going to fully cover the leaves with your alcohol. Put your lid on it, label and date it. You're going to let this sit for a minimum of 4 to 6 weeks. After that time, you can strain it and start using it. Now, I let mine sit longer sometimes. It ain't gonna hurt it. When it comes time for me to use this, I'll use about a 1/4 teaspoon 2 to 3 times a day whenever I have a call for any sort of lung issue. While it's sitting during that 4 to 6 weeks, make certain you're giving it a shake every now and then. For the rest of these leaves, I'll gather more than this because I like to keep a large amount saved up and dried. Because what I'll do with these dried leaves is I can grind them up and turn them into a tea. You can smoke it, and I can also use it in salves as well. So I just hang these up in small bundles and let them air dry. As far as the flowers, once I've collected more and got enough saved up and these are nice and dry, I'll come back and I'll show you how to make a mullein oil.